Milk proteins are the basis for a new product called immune defence proteins, or IDP. Rod Claycomb, along with his team at Quantec, has been separating out or fractionating proteins from milk that have applications for both human and animal health.
It was in trying to look at the activity of the fractions that we discovered this new fraction in milk that we call IDP, for immune defense proteins. And it's that fraction that has some quite good immune defense properties that we're trying now to use for human and animal health applications. On-farm fractionation does offer some quality advantages. It offers some cost advantages as well, but the real thing we were looking for was whether there was an increase in bioactivity of the milk fractions we were pulling out of milk by doing it on-farm versus in the factory. It turns out there was. The cow's mammary gland is a wonderful organ of the cow that produces this suite of immune defense proteins to actually help the cow's mammary gland fight infection. You know, as cows live in a pretty dirty environment and get milk twice a day, and there's lots of opportunities for bacteria to get into the mammary gland. So over the years, the cows have developed this quite strong immune defense system. People have tried to use those proteins, those individual proteins, for immune defense applications. What we discovered was that the more you tried to purify those proteins, the worse the antibacterial activity became. Nature has produced a number of molecules to work in concert in the animal in order to confer the antibacterial activity. For the animal health applications, we are trying to develop really the world's first effective non-antibiotic treatment for mastitis in dairy cows. In the human health applications, we are looking across a broad range of possibilities. We're actually trying to sell our ingredient as a powder for product brand manufacturers to incorporate it into their finished products. So for example, in the oral care space, IDP could be incorporated into a lozenge or a strip that could be used in the mouth to kill bad bacteria. IDP could be incorporated into a skin cream to treat things like acne or yeast infections or ringworm or dandruff or psoriasis. So, but again, trying to play on that, the fact that IDP is natural, milk-derived from a clean place like New Zealand, and that's really getting some good mileage overseas in our global markets. People are really wanting to move away from drug and pharmaceutical compositions to treat diseases, and the move has been over the years away from curative, in other words, waiting till you actually have a problem, to preventative. So using what nature's provided us to actually give people a head start on treating a disease. We've just launched IDP in the US in April of this year, so we hope to have our first sales of IDP by the end of the year. In the animal health application, the treatment for mastitis, we're some years away. As soon as we get proof of concept on that treatment, then we have about a 2 or 3 year registration phase to go through, because that'll be an approved animal pharmaceutical. The real nice thing about these sort of added value components is the traditional commodity products like butter, cheese, cream, skim milk, whole milk powder, skim milk powder, all those sorts of products aren't sold on the basis of these minor components in milk. So those products can continue to be made even though a portion of these high value components are extracted from the milk. So you're not losing any value in the raw milk product, you're actually adding value by extracting something from it. Which are those?
And then you can see this one's about 16 kilodaltons.
Mm-hmm. We're cautiously optimistic. It's a long road trying to get things to market from an R&D point of view, and I think the part that's always underestimated is once you get to proof of concept, scaling up to manufacturing, getting the marketing and distribution going and everything like that. That's the hardest part, I think, of a startup company. But it's the part I enjoy, because it's really interesting to see new things that you're the first in the world to have hit the shelf for the first time.
This program was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.